Have you ever wondered what happens after someone steps away from the life they've built? After decades of dedicating themselves to something meaningful, what remains? Today, we want to share a story about legacy. Not the kind written in textbooks or displayed on walls, but the kind that lives quietly in someone's heart. A story about one teacher, one letter, and the quiet realization that our influence never truly ends. The afternoon light entered the classroom softly, almost hesitantly, as if it knew something was ending. Dust particles floated through the golden rays like tiny, weightless souls suspended in time. The desks were empty, rows upon rows of wooden desks, waiting patiently for voices that would never fill them again. And there, standing in the middle of this quiet room, was Mr. Co. For over 30 years, he had stood in this exact spot. 30 years of chalk dust on his fingers. 30 years of listening. 30 years of small moments that would echo far longer than anyone could have imagined. Today, he was cleaning his desk for the last time. His hands moved slowly, deliberately. Each wipe of the cloth felt like an act of letting go. He opened the bottom drawer, the one he rarely used, and there, hidden in the corner, was a yellow envelope. The paper had aged into the color of old bone. The postmark was dated 20 years ago. He picked it up carefully, as if holding something fragile from another lifetime. His name was written on the front in careful, youthful handwriting. The kind of handwriting that believed in the future. He sat down slowly in his worn leather chair. The room seemed to hold its breath. With gentle fingers, he opened the envelope. Inside was a letter. Just a letter. But as he read the first words, the classroom seemed to fade away. And another time came alive in his mind. The letter was from a student named Park Gina. And as he read, the memory came back. A quiet girl who sat by the window. She rarely raised her hand. The other teachers had marked her as slow, as someone who would struggle through school. But Mr. Co. had seen something different. He had seen someone trying. Someone searching. Someone who simply needed to believe they were capable. The letter spoke of a specific day 20 years ago. Gina had failed an exam. She was ashamed. Her classmates were in the cafeteria, laughing, celebrating their success. But Gina sat alone at her desk, convinced that this failure meant something fatal about who she was. That her worth was measured in test scores. That one bad result meant a bad life. Then Mr. Co. sat down beside her. He didn't tell her she was intelligent. He didn't make false promises. He simply said something that seemed small, but changed everything. He said, one bad test is not a bad life. One moment does not define your entire journey. In the letter, Gina wrote about how that single sentence became a door she could open whenever darkness came. Throughout high school, she faced obstacles. Her grades were still uneven. Her confidence still fragile. But when she wanted to quit, when she thought she wasn't good enough, she remembered those words, one bad test is not a bad life. In university, there were harder moments, loneliness, self-doubt, failure again. But the voice of that teacher echoed in her mind. And she continued forward step by step, day by day. She stopped measuring herself by her worst moments, and started believing in her capacity to grow. And then something remarkable happened. Gina became a teacher herself. The letter described her first day. She stood in front of 32 new students, feeling nervous, feeling the weight of responsibility. During lunch, she noticed a quiet girl sitting alone by the window. And in that moment, Gina understood something profound. This was not coincidence. This was continuation. This was legacy. She sat down beside that girl, just as Mr. Co. had once sat beside her. And she said the exact same words. One bad test is not a bad life. One moment does not define who you are. You have the capacity to be so much more. Gina watched as the girl's eyes filled with tears. She watched as doubt transformed into possibility. And she realized that she had become a channel for something that started 2 decades earlier. That in that moment, Mr. Co. was still teaching. Through her hands, through her voice, through her compassionate presence. The letter continued, Mr. Co., you may not remember that day. It might have meant nothing to you. Just another moment in your 30 years of teaching. But for me, it meant everything. Because you saw me. You didn't see a slow student or a failure. You saw a person worth believing in. And that belief changed the trajectory of my entire life. Today, I'm passing that gift forward. I'm teaching. I'm helping others believe in themselves. And I want you to know you never really stopped teaching. You're still here. Through me. Through the students I reach. You're still here, and you always will be. Back in the classroom, Mr. CO sat very still. The letter trembled slightly in his weathered hands. He wasn't crying, but something profound was happening behind his eyes. It was as if a door, closed for so long, had suddenly opened onto a light that was always there. He read the letter again. And again. With each reading, the words seemed to reveal something deeper. The dust continued to float through the afternoon light. The empty desks waited in silence. The room held the weight of 30 years, compressed into a single moment of understanding. Mr. CO carefully folded the letter. He moved slowly, reverently, as if he were folding his entire life back into itself. His weathered fingers worked with the precision of someone who knew the value of what he held. Then he whispered to the empty classroom, to the dust, to the light, to the 30 years that had never been empty at all. We all live on, he said softly, in the hearts we have touched, in the moments we shared, in the words we spoke when someone needed to hear them most. We all live on. He pressed the letter gently against his chest. Outside, the world continued. Buses honked in the distance. Students laughed on the street below. The sun began its slow descent toward the horizon. But here, in this room, in this sacred space between past and present, something was held, something was remembered, something would continue. Some letters never ask for a reply. They simply remind us that we mattered, that our presence made a difference, that the quiet moments of kindness we offer often create ripples far beyond what we can ever see or measure. Thank you for spending this time with us today. If this story touched your heart, please consider sharing it with someone you care about, because everyone deserves to know that they matter, that their influence is greater than they might ever realize, and that kindness, no matter how small, never truly fades away. It echoes forward through time, through other people's lives, creating beauty we may never see but will always exist. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to our channel. We create stories about human connection, legacy, and the quiet moments that shape our lives. Every story we share is about real people and real emotions. Subscribe to be reminded that your life has meaning, and that you, too, are part of someone else's beautiful story.